I think when the wheels are turning, when the hamster's spinning in the air, the smiles don't work so well.
SportsCenter with Jay and Dan, presented by Tim Hortons on Grey Cup Sunday, leading into Monday morning, depending on when you're watching us. We're happy you're watching us. It was Calgary, it was Ottawa, it was Calgary for a third straight year, attempting to finally win that Grey Cup in Edmonton, of all places.
That's right. It was actually perfect temperature. The field, not so good, though.
Yeah.
It was like a skating rink out there.
Ice-like.
Yeah. It's the 106th Grey Cup. Yeah, they've been doing this a while. Calgary coming off back-to-back Grey Cup losses, including an overtime loss to Ottawa in 2016. Stamps favored to win. The opening line was 6.5 points. Can they finally do it? Bo Levi Mitchell, named the CFL's most outstanding player on Thursday. Stamps driving in the first. Mitchell looks end zone. Picked up by Jonathan Rose. Rose playing after he appealed the suspension for contacting an official in these final. Makes a big player. Trevor Harris. He backed up Henry Burris when Ottawa beat Calgary in 2016. Harris picked up by Deontay Evans. Harris started just 3 for 11. 3 plays after the turnover.
Back in, first down. Here comes Heath. Then a screen him out. And Doc Jackson, open field, touchdown.
And watch, he slips here. That's how slippery the field was. Don Jackson takes the screen pass 21 yards. The Grey Cup being broadcast in Spanish. For the first time, Frank Beltre and Aaron Soriano on the call. On a Stamps drive in the second.
Ofensiva, con tiempo para lanzar, mucho tiempo. Compra un poco más el pase. Este no lo iba a desperdiciar. Y es touchdown.
Lamar Durant with the 17-yard score. It's 14-3 Stamps. Red-black ball. Harris to Julian Fioli Godino. Watch this play. How do they not bring him down? Breaks a pair of tackles, gets in 55-yard touchdown. Ottawa down 14-11. Final seconds of the half. Terry Williams back to return the punt.
Dying seconds first half. And Terry Williams trying to get away. Terry Williams got away. Look out. He may be gone. 3 punt return touchdowns during the regular season. And one of the biggest game of the year.
Terry Williams goes 97 yards. It's the longest punt return in Grey Cup history. That was Chris Cuthbert on the call. Just a huge play for Calgary. Up 21-11.
Eric Rogers, how's the turf?
How bad is the footing out there? Fair enough.
The look says it all. It wasn't good. Durant, the catch. Look at all the Red Blacks slipping and sliding on the field. Led to a field goal. Stamps a 10-point lead to start the fourth. Could they finish it off? Deontay Spencer back to return the punt, going wide, and loses the football. Calgary recovers, led to a field goal, and Calgary's going to stretch that lead to 13. 9 minutes to go. Harris. This, Dan, would have gone down as the greatest catch in CFL history, maybe?
Yep.
Greg Ellingson, we thought he had it. Turns out it hit the turf. So same drive. Red Blacks going forward on 3rd and 2. Harris to Brad Sinopoli. Jamar Wall breaks it up. Stamps still up by 13. Here comes the Grey Cup. I love when they bring it out. The Mounties come out. 3 minutes to play. Wynton McManus on special teams. Massive hit on Spencer. Gets the special teams coach all fired up. It's closing time. Semisonic. That was the band.
2nd and 6. 4-man rush. Harris steps up and launches for R.J. Harris. Jump ball intercepted. Brought down by Jamar Wall, and that might do it.
Chris Cuthbert, as Dan mentioned, also from Brampton. Not quite as famous as producer Tim Harris. Obviously frustrated, but the Red Blacks would get the ball back. 90 seconds to go, still down 13. Harris, this time picked by Trey Roberson. And the Stamps are going to start to celebrate. Here comes the Gatorade. What color, guys? What color? It's blue. 106th Grey Cup. Calgary finally is going to get it done.
By Turner, and that is it. The Stampeders are over the hump and back on top. 2018 Grey Cup champions.
And I love that Dickinson donned the cowboy hat. Mitchell with a pair of touchdowns. He is your most outstanding player after being the most outstanding player in the regular season. Lamar Durant caught one of those TDs. He's the top Canadian. The Stampeders win their 8th title in franchise history, and they are going to be celebrating tonight. And Calgary will host the Grey Cup next year, so extra incentive for the Stamps to get back there and win back-to-back Grey Cups. 8th Grey Cup title. This is Calgary's 5th Grey Cup title in their last 21 seasons. This is a cool stat. Dave Dickinson joining Ken Austin and Ron Lancaster as the only quarterbacks to win a Grey Cup as a player and a head coach. Mitchell, as I mentioned, the most outstanding player in this Grey Cup game, the 106th. You know, his numbers weren't amazing, but Bo Levi Mitchell was efficient, and he is your most outstanding player, the 6th man to win league MOP and Grey Cup MVP in the same season. It's weird that it's MVP in the Grey Cup and MOP for the regular season. That's just an observation I have. You're watching Jay and Dan. Flames were in Arizona on Sunday. Arizona scored 10 shorthanded goals this season. They gave up 2 shorthanded goals in their last game. I sense a theme. Noah Hannafin sends it on net. It's through Antti Ranta. His first with the Flames. He had 2 on the day, and yes, that was a shorthanded goal. Scary moment of the second. Brad Richardson tries to clear the puck, and it goes off Calgary head coach Bill Peters' face. He left, got 8 stitches, and returned for the end of the period. Good Alberta boy, tough Alberta boy, whatever. Third period, again the Yotes on the man advantage. Calgary 3-on-1. TJ Brodie sends a puck on net. This goes in. So the Yotes allow 2 shorthanded goals in back-to-back games, and then 24 seconds later, Arizona still in the power play. Calgary scores 3 shorthanded goals in a game for the first time since '97. I'm not sure if this is why, but the Arizona Coyotes made a very significant trade after this game. We're going to tell you about that later. That's called a team. Dwayne Wade has already said that this season, his 16th NBA season, will be his last, which means every road game is a stop on his farewell tour. And Sunday, that tour stop was in Toronto, where Wade went vintage on the Raps. But first, I must tell you, Toronto was riding a 4-game win streak heading into Sunday. Kyle Lowry spots OG Anunoby, beats everyone at the rim. Then in the third, off the missed free throw, Lowry to Pascal Siakam, who continues to impress. 21 points. Lowry had 10 assists. Kawhi Leonard had a team-high 29 points. Check out this play. The arm is obviously grabbed. That should be a foul. No foul call. Kawhi complains to referee Tony Brothers and gets his first ever technical foul in the regular season. It took 422 games. His only other T came in the 2012 playoffs. That seems less interesting to me than Dwayne Wade, at the age of 57, scoring 35 points in 34 minutes off the bench on Sunday. But that was not enough. Not enough from Gabrielle Union's husband, Lowry. 3 of his 12. Raptors have won 5 straight. Time to swap the jerseys.
I think Jay pointed out last week, and that is the Pittsburgh Steelers, every single year, they just find a way to win. This year, no different. Steelers into Sunday with a 7-2-1 record, having won 6 straight. Taking on the Broncos. Pittsburgh hasn't won in Denver since 2009. Final play of the first half, Steelers trailing 10-3. Chris Boswell lining up for the field goal. Fake punt. Passes down. Alejandro Villanueva in the end zone. First Steeler O-lineman with a receiving touchdown since '83. Rare sideline touchdown celebration between Roethlisberger and Mike Tomlin. Roethlisberger took a hit on the play. Juju Smith-Schuster is the first player in NFL history with multiple offensive touchdowns of at least 97 yards. Roethlisberger and the Steelers down 7, under 5 to play. 3rd and 6. Roethlisberger to Smith-Schuster. Huge first down, deep into Broncos territory. Steelers all the way down at the Denver 2. 3rd and goal. Roethlisberger looking for Antonio Brown. Back of the end zone. Picked off by Shelby Harris. 4th Steelers turnover of the game. 2nd interception for Roethlisberger as Pittsburgh, yet again, failed to win in Denver.
All right, here we go.
Sponsor of the clock, Bo Levi's Jeans.
Ben, we had him on the show last week when he won MOP. Couldn't have been a nicer guy, so really happy for him.
Yeah. What a week it was in Edmonton. Still, I wore these
Look
just
at this
for proof.
guy. As G-Bone, our producer, said, he's like a college kid who got back from Cancun.
I just thought it'd be good for the show. These are all the host parties.
That's very cool. So you made it to, like, every party.
That's right. I did. I'm lucky to be here for this show.
You're in good shape, I have to say, all things considering.
3rd time is the charm for the Stampeders, who won the 106th Grey Cup after back-to-back heartbreaking losses. Stamps won their first championship title since 2014. Bo Levi Mitchell, a couple of touchdowns, 253 yards passing, named the Grey Cup MVP.
Meanwhile, the Chicago Blackhawks have acquired Dylan Strome and Brendan Perlini from the Arizona Coyotes for Nick Schmaltz. Strome was the 3rd overall pick in 2015 after Connor McDavid and Jack Eichel. Just 3 goals and 3 helpers in 20 games this season. Schmaltz, 2 goals, 9 assists in 23 games with the Hawks. More of a defensive forward. The trade reunites Strome with his junior line mate Alex Barstool DeBrincat. The duo combined for 647 points in over 350 games in 3 years with the Erie Otters. So, hoping to recapture. This seems like a good risk from Stan Bowman. Why not?
What's your nickname for Schmaltzy?
Schmaltz Appetizing. Nick Schmaltz Appetizing. He's going. Schmaltz Appetizing is a deli in Toronto near my house. So, again, we're giving free shout-outs to businesses that we hope will pay us back with free bagels. When we return, we're going back to Edmonton again for more on the 106th Grey Cup and more on Dan's tour of all the parties.
Seahawks and Panthers. Seattle chasing Carolina for one of the NFC's wild card spots. 3rd quarter, Seahawks down 3. Chris Carson. Wow! Hurdle. Went airborne, full flip, midair, sticks the landing. Carson taking a page out of Cam Newton's playbook when he went full Superman a few years ago. 3rd and 9, Wilson looking end zone. Has Tyler Lockett on the goal line. Was called a touchdown. After review, Seahawks take the lead. The celebration from Lockett, just like Allen Iverson in the 2001 finals against the Lakers, drains the jump, and that's the step over. 4th quarter, Christian McCaffrey, massive day. Tie game, breaks up a huge run, led to a touchdown. He eclipsed 100 yards both on the ground and in the air, 237 total yards, 2 touchdowns. Late 4th, Panthers up 7. Seahawks facing 4th and 3. Wilson airs it out. David Moore, what a catch in the end zone. He was defended well, still manages to come down with it. The game's tied at 27, just over a minute to play. Wilson, patient in the pocket, has a man downfield. It's Lockett again, setting up a short field goal attempt from Sebastian Janikowski. And from 31 out, splits them. Seahawks gain some ground in the NFC playoff picture as they win it 30-27.
That is a massive win for them. How about this Browns-Bengals game? Hugh Jackson recently fired as Cleveland's head coach, quickly took a job as a special assistant in Cincinnati. Baker Mayfield wasn't too happy about that, apparently. Up 14 in the second. Mayfield to David Njoku, tries to leap into the end zone, gets stuffed. But look at this. Stays on his... doesn't really stay on his feet, just gets shoved into the end zone. Cleveland entered with 25 consecutive losses on the road. They're up 21-0 on Cincy. Second quarter, Andy Dalton picked off by Demarius Randall. Randall then trolls his former coach. For the half, Browns back in the red zone. Baker to Nick Chubb. 4 drives, 4 touchdowns. Cleveland with their most points in a half since '91. the year. Producer Tim joined TSN as a special assistant to Teresa Cruz. Third quarter, 1st and 20. Snap is high. Andy Dalton chases it down. Can't squeeze it. Browns recover. Browns score. Dalton hurts his hand. Forced to leave with a thumb injury. As the Browns win back-to-back games for the first time since 2014, but this is what everyone's talking about. Hugh Jackson chases down Mayfield. Mayfield will not go for the hug. He wanted to bring him in for the hug. He would not do it. He said, Coach told us to play hard for him. Then he goes to our division rival. Wasn't happy about it. I get it. Watching SportsCenter with Jay and Dan. This is the FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup, and Canada in the quarterfinal against Germany. Captain Jordan Huitema served a one-game suspension for a red card against South Korea. 71st minute, Jade Revere with the through ball to Huitema. Great opportunity. Just can't finish. 83rd, Caitlin Shaw starting the rush. Canada moving the ball around, and Huitema will finish it off. 3 goals in 3 matches for the captain. Canada reaching the semifinals of the Under-17 Women's World Cup for the first time ever.
Jannies. Pirates and Chargers. Phillip Rivers to Mike Williams. Touchdown. Rivers completed 25 straight passes to start the game. A single-game NFL record. The old one was 22.
Love those Chargers unis. Sunday Magic and Lakers. Aaron Gordon for the reverse. Yikes. Orlando beats the Lakers for the 2nd time in 8 days. I love those Magic throwbacks.
Raiders, Ravens. Baltimore took this one by 17 points. One-handed touchdown catch by Jared Cook. Reaches back with the left hand and gets into the end zone. Joel Embiid off the backboard to himself, slams it in. Finished with 32 points, 12 boards in a Sixers comeback win.
He is a monster. Terry Williams, 97-yard Grey Cup record. Punt return for a touchdown that closed out the first half of the 106th Grey Cup. And really, once that happened, it was almost like the game was over at that point.
Partying in Calgary tonight, and Edmonton, I guess they're still partying there. Both places. Highlight of the night, of course, it's from the 106th Grey Cup, and of course, it's Terry Williams. Gets a couple of blocks. Again, that field was so slippery. 97-yard punt return. That is your highlight of it.
We have to be quick on our You Blew It segment. I said it was Bonnie Hunt who was in One Day at a Time. Then I said Bonnie Tyler. No, it was Bonnie Franklin, the late Bonnie Franklin. I apologize. And you pronounced it Alicia Cara. It's Alicia Cara, the halftime performer from Brampton at the Grey Cup.
And I blew it by wearing my my wristbands. For the
I think that was great. Very quickly, let's check out this segment. Will George Hopkins, 47 years as equipment manager with the Stampeders, started in 1971. Will he get this bottle of champagne open? I mean, it was really looking like a struggle there. But eventually, he got some help, and he got it open, and here it goes. The Calgary Stampeders are your Grey Cup champions for 2018. Congrats to them and to George.
What a weekend it was.